Hi, Richie.
Hi, Sin.
How are you today?
Hi, Sin.
I am also excellent. Tell us what we're doing here today.
This is our third attempt to explain giants because the first one took too long, and in the second one, I didn't sound enthusiastic enough. This is part of a very long stream that we're doing,
Mm-hmm.
which you can see on patreon.com,
Mm-hmm.
where all our NSFW content is available. Not because it's too sexy, but because it's fucking horrible. It should not be listened to by anyone.
Well, fun fact, some people told me that because they listen to our content at work, it helps them focus
Oh, God.
more. Yeah, it helps them focus and they're more productive.
Oh dear. I hope none of them are operating heavy machinery or like surgeons or something.
Can you imagine if it's like if somebody is a surgeon and they're like, wait a minute, I gotta listen to
anesthetic's
this.
kicking in, and I start hearing like, oh no.
Yeah. Okay, Richie.
Okay.
While I play Sekiro here,
Mm-hmm.
tell me about the giant.
Okay. Giants take 3. I have my eyes covered so I can't see the chat. Okay.
But Agent Funk says,
Okay.
I listen to these podcasts while watching small children. Oh no. Are they okay?
I feel like this would adversely affect a child's development if they heard it. Okay.
Okay.
So, alright. In Dark Souls, slightly confusing thing about the Furtive Pygmy because it's translated as though there's like one guy called the Furtive Pygmy, but it's actually more like, hey, when the 3 souls were claimed, the 4th soul was claimed by just like the insignificant small people in the shadows that no one really like paid attention to. So, and like Gwyn knows that because the humans / pygmies claimed the Dark Soul, they are potentially very dangerous. So the giants were also hanging around then. They are a very, very ancient race. They did not claim one of the Lord Souls. So they are like not a threat to the gods. So it looks like they fought during the war against the dragons, and then they continue to work with the gods. They guard Anor Londo. One of them is one of Gwyn's knights, and one of them is the blacksmith who makes like the weapons and everything that they use at Anor Londo.
Mhm.
So, and they also guard Sense Fortress, which is the way into Anor Londo. So that's basically Dark Souls 1. They're just like they worked with the gods and continue to work with the gods, and you find like their bodies in Ash Lake where there's remnants of the Dragon War, and you find their bodies in like just a giant tomb that is under Firelink Shrine, which is a sacred place to the gods. So human giants and gods pretty tight. Because I'm assuming it just because they don't threaten them, because they do not have any Lord Soul in them. Dark Souls 2. Vendrick and Aldia, after X number of fire linkings, start to wonder, like, is there a way out of the curse that does not involve this fire-dark dichotomy? What can we do to escape hollowing? They settle on something to do with removing the soul from the body.
Okay.
And as part of the research, Vendrick goes to where the giants are. This is very confusing because, like, this is apparently a separate, like, giant kingdom that's just giants. I don't know where it came from. Don't know if it's anything to do with the giants in Dark Souls 1. Is it like a separate group of giants? Is it the giants after Dark Souls 1 left and formed a kingdom? Who knows?
Mhm.
So he goes and he takes a bunch of them prisoner, and then they're given to Aldia to experiment on. And that somehow leads to the creation of the golems because they look very, very similar. But it's not, they don't go into detail about it, but basically Aldia's experiments on the giants that Vendrick captures end up being integral in creating the golems that Vendrick then uses to build stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Probably, I think they say the golems built Drangleic Castle. Anyway, the giants are angry about this, so they then attack Drangleic, and they are responsible for it falling. Then like there's just a bunch of like little vignette memories you get of giants attacking Drangleic. So in that situation, and also Dark Souls 2 establishes that giants are linked to trees, and when giants die, they turn into trees. So again, it's sort of hinting that like, okay, giants are something that's kind of part of the old world. They're like linked to the trees, the arch trees and the stone and everything, and they just sort of re-enter the cycle when they die. So that's really all that happens in Dark Souls 2 with the giants. They're just like, they're a plot point that sort of explains a bunch of stuff in it, but the story is still, they're like something that Vendrick and Aldia work with. They're not a huge like the story. They're not like the fulcrum of the story. They're like the backstory.
Okay.
Then Dark Souls 3 attempts to sort of dovetail both stories together by having the Yhorm character, who is, and this would have been clearer if they left stuff in. It's meant to be like the giants who attacked in Dark Souls 2 are the same giants from Dark Souls 1, but they wore slightly different looking armor. However that works. That made them look different. Because the giants in Dark Souls 2 have what are referred to as butt faces. They have like a face. And Dark Souls 3 also has one of the giant tree corpses from 2 in it at Firelink Shrine, and it functions the same way by dropping this like. Oh, I also forgot to mention, Aldia builds the ancient dragon out of a giant.
Oh, damn! Really?
Yeah, I completely forgot that part.
That's pretty important,
The combination of what Aldia is doing is he makes a dragon, and when you beat it, you get a giant soul. So the idea is that Aldia, this is not a real dragon, this is like a facsimile dragon that Aldia brought to life with a giant soul. So that's part of his experiments.
Mm-hmm.
But the giants are a really integral part of Dark Souls 2's backstory, but also they're pretty much just in the backstory. You don't really encounter them.
Okay.
So in Dark Souls 3 tries to sort of dovetail the two, 1 and 2 together by having like the Dark Souls 2 giant tree is at Firelink Shrine. It drops seeds like the trees do in Dark Souls 2. Yhorm is kind of meant to look like a Dark Souls 2 giant, but he's really a Dark Souls 1 giant, trying to say that these are the same thing, but he just had a different hat on. There's 2 kind of strains of giant story in Dark Souls 3. One of them is that Yhorm is the descendant of a group of giants who conquered the profaned capital. Then after they conquered it, the people rebelled and overthrew them, and then they built Irithyll Dungeon around one of the giants. And then basically they built Irithyll Dungeon as a cell for giants to be kept in after they overthrew them. Then when things started to go badly with the Profaned Flame, they turned to Yhorm and said, like, we need you to be our king again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Again, we have a whole thing on Yhorm and how his timeline is a mess. Anyway.
Yeah.
Then there is the second giant story in 3, which is that the giants who were working for the gods in Anor Londo, when Aldrich attacks Anor Londo, they kill off a bunch of the giants, and then they take some of them prisoner, and they take them back to the Cathedral of the Deep. They're in these pools of bodies, and it's... I don't know if they're going for this, but it seems like a lot of people have the same thought, that it's almost like... It's like stomping grapes, that like these big giants stand there and they mash up the corpses by standing on them, turn them into this like slime that's part of the cathedral.
Oh, gross.
And one of them presumably escapes, and camps out on top of a tower with a bow and shoots at the cathedral. And if you make friends with him, he will like help you attack the cathedral. He'll like support you by firing arrows like artillery.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
And I think that's all.
Okay, excellent. Thank you, Richie. That was very concise and very good.
Yeah, I now look at the chat and
Yeah.
the first message I see is Yorm is Richie. And that you are the profane capital bullying me into doing things for you.
Lol. Okay, are you ready, Richie?
For the outro.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, Mimi just posted a thick Gascoigne thing and I got distracted.
Where's the thick Gascoigne thing?
Vodka and some other people are staying with Mimi and they're just leaving. And to remember her by Vodka made Mimi a cardboard Gascoigne money holder
Aww,
who has an extremely thick ass. And you put the money in between the cheeks.
that is adorable.
Sorry, it was very distracting. I'm paying attention now.
Okay, are you ready?
Okay. Yes.
Do the outro, Richie.
That was Giants Take 3, with a surprise ending about Gascoigne. If you want to hear the full unedited catastrophe, including parts 1, 2, and various random tangents and screaming at me, you can go to patreon.com, and I don't know how I hope it's not very much to hear that.
It's gonna
And
be on the
other-
$2 tier.
Other great content.
Yeah.
Alternatively, if you're just listening to this now,
Just bookmark
you
it.
can just bookmark it.
Yeah, bookmark it and save $2 and
Also,
get yourself a
if
cafe.
you know someone who does subscribe to the Patreon at the
Mhm.
$2 tier, you can just get them to give you the URL.
Yeah, that's true too, actually.
Yeah. Here's how to con us out of money. Because frankly, we don't deserve it. This is garbage.
Also, it's my birthday today.
Yep. Happy birthday, Sin.
Thank you.
This is Sin is slightly less than a year younger than me.
Yeah.
So we have this like grace period of a couple of weeks where we're the same age.
Yay.
And during that period, you're supposed to not bully me because I'm not older than you anymore, so it's mean. But
Yeah.
clearly, we're not observing that this year.
I kind of forgot about that. You should have reminded
no,
me,
it's
so actually it's your fault.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought so.
Yeah. And the chat could have reminded me at any point. They know the rules.
Yep.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Richie. Thanks so much, everyone, for coming. Hope you have like a good day and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. You know, have a good day. Be good. Be good to each other. If you can't love yourself, how are you gonna love somebody else? RuPaul.
I don't know.
Yeah. No, RuPaul said that. He said that.
Yeah.
RuPaul says that at the end of every episode. It's really awesome. I love Drag Race so much. I can't wait for season 11 to be on Netflix. Yeah.
Is this going to be like Reborn? You're going to make me watch RuPaul's Drag Race?
Oh my god! Richie! Well, you said it, not me, so I guess we have to do it. Okay, thanks everyone. Bye, Richie.
Bye. Bye, Sam.
Okay, and scene. Good. We said bye, but we're not going anywhere.
Uh-oh.